In 1925, in the remote outpost of Johannesburg, South Africa, a young anatomy professor, Raymond Dart, uncovers the fossil that will change everything we thought we knew about evolution. Quarrymen outside of Johannesburg discovered what they initially believed to be an unusually shaped baboon skull. They delivered the specimen to Professor Dart in Johannesburg, who immediately recognized the fossil as a hominid. Years later, it would take center stage as the missing link at the base of genus Homo. Australopithecus africanus. The monkey trial. The same year that Australopithecus was discovered, evolution was put on trial a half a globe away in a sweltering courtroom in America's Deep South. A small town Tennessee high school teacher dared to teach evolution, and religious fundamentalists demanded he stand for trial. The Scopes trial wasn't just a courtroom battle, it was a fight over science, religion, and the future of education. Hoping for publicity to attract business, local leaders saw an opportunity to put their town on the map. The media was captivated by missing link mania, fueled by discoveries like Neanderthal skulls, Peking Man, and Piltdown Man in England, sparking public fascination with human evolution. Some accounts even suggest that John Scopes, a science teacher at Dayton High School, was deliberately recruited by the town leaders to stand trial. Scopes was charged with violating a state law that banned the teaching of evolution. A carnival atmosphere ensued on the courthouse steps. The press dubbed the proceedings the monkey trial, and it quickly sparked a nationwide debate over science, religion, and education. The Tennessee Butler Act, passed by the state legislature, prohibited the teaching of evolution in public schools. Violating it was a misdemeanor carrying a $100 fine. Darwin's ideas had shaken the foundations of society, challenging long held beliefs and sparking fierce debates, most especially in the southern states dominated by religious zealots. His theory of evolution was seen as a direct threat to religious and social norms, igniting controversy across the world. One of the fiercest opponents of Darwinism was William Jennings Bryan, a towering figure in American politics and a passionate defender of religious values. A three-time presidential candidate and former Secretary of State, Bryan was known for his electrifying speeches and populist ideals. Quote, all the ills from which America suffers can be traced to the teaching of evolution. End quote. William Jennings Bryan. Clarence Darrow was one of America's legendary defense attorneys. A fierce advocate for civil liberties, he took on high profile cases that shaped history. In 1925, he agreed to defend John Scopes, facing off against William Jennings Bryan in a dramatic courtroom showdown. The trial lasted 11 days. On the final day, Darrow launches a relentless cross examination of Bryan, pressing him on biblical literacy. As the exchange intensifies, Bryan struggles to defend his interpretations, at times left murmuring under the weight of Darrow's questions. The press seizes on the moment, portraying Bryan as overwhelmed and under distress. The Scopes trial concluded on July 21st, 1925. After 11 days of heated debate, The jury found John Scopes guilty, and the judge issued a light sentence of a $100 fine. Nearly a century after the Scopes trial, mainstream religious thought has largely reconciled with evolutionary science. While most religious leaders have come to terms with evolution, a small but vocal group still fight Darwinism outright. The more zealous of these religious leaders promote creationist views through books, museums, and online platforms. However, today, the fiercest resistance to Darwinism isn't just from religious fundamentalists, it's coming from a new front. Now, evolutionary science is under attack from those on the left who are upset that Darwinists recognize biological differences. They seek to censor or cancel any scholars who express race realist or traditionalist anthropology views. Angela Saini, Scroll 2019. Darwin said all humans have a common ancestor, but could not reject racism as a bad science. Continuing, he was ambivalent on the question on whether Africans were equal to white Europeans on the evolutionary scale. Oxford professor Adam Rutherford, 2020, quote, "You can recognize that though Charles Darwin expressed sexist and racial hated views that were typical of his era," end quote. Anthropology professor Rebecca Ackerman, University of Cape Town, South Africa, Science Direct 2019. Paleoanthropology was racist, particularly in the late 1800s and early 1900s, but also closer to the present. Continuing, the legacies of our racist past remain stitched into the fabric of the present, not just in South African paleoanthropology, but also in paleoanthropology more broadly. Professor Krista Kujian, University of Cape Town. The history of modern-day Homo sapiens is marred by racism and a century-long view that the races were created separately. Race typology was the idea that drove the research of Robert Broom, Raymond Dart, and Philip Tobias. Professor Augustine Fuentes, Darwin's Descent of Man, Science, May 2021. Some of Darwin's assertions were dismally and dangerously wrong. Like so many of the scientific tomes of Darwin's day, he offers a racist and sexist view of humanity. 100th anniversary of the Scopes trial. For over a century, Darwin's theory has been scrutinized, debated, and defended. But today the battle isn't just academic, it's ideological. These new voices are attempting to rewrite the story of evolution to fit their agenda. As a result, science itself is under siege. The struggle continues for proud social Darwinists and alt-right anthropology devotees against those who seek to distort, erase, or deny the fundamentals of evolutionary science. Please watch our other videos on this channel on how leftist activists are trying to cancel Darwinism. And make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and please pass this video on to others. See you soon.